Get started making gyoza. First off, we're going to get is some cabbage and shredded cabbage. And I don't weigh this out, and I don't do it to size. I just put a good chunk in there. My family likes less cabbage and more meat, but maybe yours would like more veggies, so by all means. And then I lightly salt my cabbage. And all we're doing is, all this is going to do is get the moisture out of the cabbage, and then we're going to squeeze it and get the water out as I spill it everywhere. Alright, now we'll set that aside for a couple minutes. While I clean up my mess. Like I said, we'll just set the cabbage to the side because we're going to squeeze it out here in a little bit. Next, I always put rubber gloves on when I deal with ground pork or ground beef. I've washed my hands already. It's not because I don't trust myself. It's because I really just don't want the meat underneath my fingernails. So, got a ½ pound of ground beef and ground pork. Here in Japan, you can get both at the grocery store already pre-mixed. You can do it all pork, you can do it all beef. I have never tried ground chicken or turkey, but I'm sure it would work. And then these are all the ingredients that I had listed before. Which I will make sure they are documented either in the video or in the description of exact quantities on all the dry and wet liquids. And then from here we just mix. It will kind of get a cream, not creamy, but a pasty texture. We're just going to let that mix. Make sure you get all the ingredients in there good. Make sure there's no cornstarch on the side of the bowl. And like I said, I do this by look. So take the cabbage and you squeeze it, and you'll get all that water that's in there out, which makes your gyoza very soft. Once again, in Japan, we can pick up shredded cabbage in the grocery store. It's under 100 yen, so it's not hard. Or you can, if you prefer to cut it yourself, you can. I'm going to add just a little bit more cabbage, not much. Once again, squeezing out all the water. Probably can't see it, but it's coming out pretty good. And now the commercial bought gyoza obviously has usually more vegetables in it than the meat. That's why we like making it from scratch. And it freezes well. So I make a big batch, not a big batch, but I make a batch of it. And then we go from there. So it looks like it should. And yeah, come back, we'll start stuffing. Alright, so when it comes to stuffing gyoza, I always pick up more wrappers than I need. There are 1,000 different variations, but that's the one we like as a family. You get 25 to a pack. I typically will make a batch larger than that, but so you take your wrapper out, you put it on your little gizmo, put water on the outside of your wrapper. Doesn't have to be completely soaked. A little bit of gyoza goes a long way. And you squeeze it, and bam, perfect. Do another one just to show you. A little bit of water. And when I first started doing these, I would stuff them with so much meat, they'd be coming out all the sides. So it doesn't take long to figure out how much meat you can put in, or the filling. It's not really meat, it's a filling. And even if it comes out like it just did on that, you just clean off the edges, throw it back in the mixture, and you still got another good one. And then for storage, all I do is get a freezer bag, and then however many your family eats in a sitting is what I would recommend that you put in a bag. That way you just cook, you know, helping. We always freeze ours, and I always cook it frozen. I've never cooked it fresh. I am sure it's very easy to do, but I have never done it. Like I said, we love gyoza. Alright, and then there's 10 gyozas for the freezer. That's what my family usually eats in a sitting between the four of us. And it's ready for the freezer to freeze, just like that.